So Ben and Dan leave the mine after defeating some werewolves. They found out what had happened to the village, but they couldn't save any of the survivors who had ran to the caves. Because everyone is so scared, they're only going to be allowed to stay no more than 2 days in town once they get going. But first thing we got to do is figure out what kind of town they're going to go to. On a 1 or a 2, it's small. 3 or 4, medium. 5 or 6, large. So they are going to a medium town, which means each hero automatically adds a travel hazard. Ben the Bandido's travel hazard. Red is the 10's space, white is the 1's space. So a 45. Bridge destroyed. The bridge across the canyon ahead has been demolished, either blown up to prevent demons from coming across or torn apart during a skirmish. You'll have to find another way around, which will take time you don't have. When you get to town, the heroes can spend no more than 2 days for their town stay before starting the next adventure. Okay. Now for Dan, the lawman. He's a 42. Raging river. They are just not doing well with crossing stuff. A raging river lays before you, blocking the path to the town you are heading towards. The heroes must either give up their destination and go back to the tiny roadside town they passed a few miles back, changing it to a small town, or attempt to ford the deadly river and press on. Each hero must make a Strength 5 test to get across. If failed, roll a d6, and every item you have with a weight of 1 anvil or more. On a roll of 1, you discard it as the river sweeps it away. Well, our lawman's strength is, their strengths are 4, so we're going to try to ford the river. So the Bandido Ben, he passes. The lawman, he passes. So travel hazard's not a big deal. So now let's see, they're approaching a medium-sized town. We need to figure out what kind of town it is. Ooh, so they are going to a town ruins. Alright, so they're going to a medium town. It's a ruin town, which means we've got to actually destroy some of the buildings. So this actually makes good sense. They left a ruined town, so they're going to go back to the ruined town. And we'll see what businesses survived the onslaught of the werewolves. So we got to roll a dice, and on a roll of 1, 2, or 3, that location is destroyed. So the church is destroyed. Sheriff's office is fine. Saloon is destroyed. Indian trading post is fine. The docks office is destroyed. Oh no. And the mutant quarter is destroyed. So I think this is going to be a relatively short visit. There are only 2 places they can go, and the Bandido can't go to the sheriff's office. Each of our heroes are going to spend their $10 to stay at the hotel. And the lawman is going to the sheriff's office. And the Bandido will go to the Indian trading post. What the heck? He's going to go see what his spirit animal may be. So the lawman location event is a 6. Cold hard justice, blind with a smoking pistol in each hand. You wouldn't want it any other way. No event. The Indian trading post is an 8. All signs of a good time. No event. Drumming, dancing, and a bonfire. Alright, so nothing bad happens at least. Alright, so the Bandido, D6 Darkstone Spirit Cleansing. Nope, he doesn't have any reason to do that. So he is going to learn what his His vision animal is, he's a 1, so his vision animal is the beaver. So now he has to do so he knows he's a beaver, so he does a Spirit 5 test to gain experience and be able to use the beaver's bonus, which is not to discard a side bag token that was used once on the next adventure. So his Spirit is 3, so Spirit 5. He gets it, so he gets 25 experience, and once during the next adventure he can not discard a side bag token. The likelihood of me remembering that is pretty small. Alright, so the Lawman's going to do the Sheriff's Bounty, so we will draw a low threat card. An Ancient Horror, so every time an Ancient Horror is killed, he will get extra gold as well as experience. So again, likelihood of finding an Ancient Horror pretty low. And is there anything else he can do at the Sheriff's Office? No, and he doesn't have enough money to buy anything. So this has really been a pitiful stay. We need to roll. I forgot to do a Daily Town event. No effect. Which means this should have been done before all that, but just another day on the frontier. However, because they are in a town ruins, we have to roll for the daily events specific to town ruins, so a 3. Construction accident. Heroes may not help to rebuild or search rubble today. Okay, well, we weren't going to do that anyway. Now we need to roll for the Frontier Town event here, and nothing happens. The Lawman and the Bandido look at each other again, unsure where to take this newfound partnership. The Lawman considers taking the Bandido to the Sheriff's Office. The Bandido considers pulling the gun on the Lawman and making a run for it. But they know that there's something much bigger out there that they need to be dealing with. So, as they're standing there at the hotel, a bright full moon rises high above, cresting the gloomy clouds that blow across the night sky. In the distance, a terrifying howl echoes through the cold dark. It's answered moments later by several more howls from every direction. They are out there, hungry for blood, and tonight is the night they will get it. Gunfire and screams erupt all around as a seemingly endless horde of werewolves leap from the shadows, no longer simply content to stalk their prey. There can be no victory in trying to fight them. There are too many. There's only one chance now. Run. So, it's decided for the Bandido and the Sheriff. They're sticking together, and they're running, and they're going to try and get out of here and figure out what to do next, if they survive. So, this mission is a standard setup mission, and all heroes start on the mine entrance map tile as normal. Okay. The mission goal, our heroes are on the run, so not only do they have an unspoken truce to try and figure out what's going on, they have an unspoken truce that they're both going to run like heck to get out of there. So the hero posse marker must reach the darkness starts space on the depth track for the heroes to survive until morning. Wow. So special rules, it's a werewolf adventure. Spreading lycanthropy. Anytime an enemy that is not keyword beast, vampire, void, robot, or hazard is killed, roll a d6. On a roll of 1 or 2, that model is immediately replaced with a werewolf feral kin at full health. This werewolf feral kin does not get to activate this turn. If the model was extra large size or bigger, it turns into a werewolf packmaster instead. Note that these enemies are transforming into werewolves but do not gain bonuses from a tribal pack card in play. They do, however, retain all keywords, trait card, and elite abilities from their original enemy type. Ooh. So powerful curse. Any heroes KO'd by a werewolf feral kin during this adventure gains the Curse of the Werewolf on a roll of d6, 1, 2, or 3, instead of the normal 1 or 2. And for this mission, all Growing Dread cards are revealed immediately. So what they have to do is every time they find a clue icon, They have slipped past one of the larger werewolf packs and are closer to escaping. After resolving any encounters and attacks there, roll a peril die and move the hero posse marker that many spaces forward on the depth track. Oh, that's good. When the hero posse marker has reached the darkness start space, the full moon is setting and the morning sunrise is on the horizon. Once any remaining enemies have been defeated, the heroes have successfully completed the mission. So our heroes have run out of the town, and they are going to try and get through the canyons and get away from the werewolves that are attacking the town. With the canyons, the only real additional rules is that on an ambush, enemies are +1 defense or attack. I cannot remember. They're +1 defense on the first turn when they ambush, but every time they have a fight they get a grit on a roll of a d6 at the start of the fight, so that's a plus. And then I've added in some canyon specific things like the sand crabs and the ghost warriors, and left all the other things in the deck that made sense. You know, I pulled out swamp slugs and that sort of stuff, but anything that looked like it was canyon appropriate, I put in there. And the goal, you know, as before, is to get this all the way to here. So the way I roll darkness rolls, I don't think there's much of a chance of that happening. So I actually popped some popcorn, have a lemonade, and so I'm going to sit back and watch this show. So to start off, of course, we're going to have to roll back the darkness. And as per usual, we do not. I think this may be a short run. So our lawman can move 6, so he's going to go here and he's going to look through the door because, or peek into the darkness, or whatever the term is. He's going to get his 5 experience, draw a map card, and it's a box canyon. And it's got the broken wagon advanced encounter. Unlike other missions, this is the one where you really want a lot of those really small corridors with no encounters, so that you don't have to roll a lot of times. But let me get this set up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I pulled out the Box Canyon card. I've got an exploration token, and I'm going to do this the same way I did my others, where if there is an advanced one, we'll do it. If the exploration token asks for an additional one, then I'll do an additional one. I've never played in the canyons before, so this should be kind of fun for me. I do have the Canyon Encounter Supplement, so I mix those 15 extra encounters in with the deck. So some may be in the standard deck, some may be from the supplement, and I won't know the difference, to be honest. So with that, it is now the Bandido's turn. And he rolls a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to stop right here, end of turn. And it's an attack, and there's 1 door. But let's do the exploration, or the Box Canyon Advanced Broken Wagon. A broken wagon rests here. Overturned and splintered broken crates and smashed barrels litter the area. Perhaps there might still be something of value in the wreckage. Cunning 4 tests, and for everyone 4+ rolled, you can do a scavenge, and for every 6, you actually can get a specific pick a side bag token. So the Bandido's cunning is a whopping 2, so let's try him out. Oh, he actually gets a 6 and a 4. That is great. So for his side bag token, Alright, for his scavenge card, nothing here, 10 experience. Hey, you know what? After that last adventure, I think he'll be pretty happy with that. And now he is going to pick, I hate to say it, but I think he's got such a low sanity, he's going to grab another whiskey to help with that. And now for the cunning for the lawman, his cunning is actually 4. He doesn't do as well. So he gets a scavenge card. Nothing here, 10 experience points. Again, not going to complain. And now attack. One door, so let's figure out which door. Oh, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So over here. I got to move my popcorn. I wasn't lying. Now draw a threat. D3 plus 1, Scafford Highwaymen. So 2 Scafford Highwaymen. So, yeah, I just recently painted up my Scafford Highwaymen, and I was so excited to use them because I've never fought against them, the other kind of version. I forgot we're actually in a werewolf adventure, so I have to roll and see if this is actually a werewolf encounter. I mean, a werewolf attack. And of course it is, so Scafford Highwaymen get to go away, and the werewolves, let's see, they'll fight one werewolf instead. So, other things that we need to do is I need to figure out what tribal pack these guys are out of. So, hopefully it's not that same one. That was a really tough one last time. So they are Children of the Moon. On occasion, an entire group of prospectors working in a mine or whole community of settlers in a region will succumb to a fast-spreading curse, transforming them all into werewolves over the course of just a few days. These groups are called Children of the Moon, and they don't like outsiders. Very appropriate for this mission. Settlers and prospectors. Children of the Moon have the keyword Frontier, and Children of the Moon melee to hit rolls of 6+ are +1 damage for each hero in the hero posse. So we will keep that here. And then the other thing that we have to do at the start of the mission is, or every time we encounter one of the werewolves, we have to see if they have a trait. So on a 1, 2, or 3, they do not have a trait. So for a recap, werewolves are initiative 9. They have a move of 8. Fear 2, so anybody adjacent takes 2 horror attacks. Their base combat is the same as the level of the hero posse, so we're level 1. And then they ignore armor, doesn't matter, we don't have any. And then if you get knocked out, you might become a werewolf. So have to hold back the darkness. Double 3s. At least the darkness doesn't move. So the canyons have a different depth of event chart. So, oh no. So our canyon depth event is Creeping Darkness. The darkness is always searching for a way out. Move the darkness 2 steps forward. Oh man. So if you skip a darkness and you don't land on it, I guess you just skip the darkness card. That seems kind of different, so we'll do it. Swarm of Rats. A scurrying tide of rats pour through the passage, swarming over the heroes and passing by. Each hero takes 2 corruption hits, gains 20 experience, and then must pass an agility 4 test or discard a side bag token. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so 2 corruption hits. So the Lawman, he saves them both. And the Bandido saves 1. So he takes a corruption. They each get 20 experience. This is not how I wanted to get experience. And they must take an agility 4 test. Well, the Bandido's agility is 2. He passes, so he gets to keep his whiskey. Lawman's agility is 2 as well, and he passes. Alright, so 1 corruption hit for all of that. Now the werewolf gets to attack. 1, 2, 3, he attacks the lawman. 4, 5, 6, he attacks the Bandido. He attacks the Bandido. So he rolls 1 attack. That's a hit. Can the Bandido defend? He does not. Damage is 6, 7. His damage would be 8. His health is 16. So he'll go ahead and take the 8. We're going to do this. I don't want to burn a grit yet. All right. Now the lawman gets to go. Now I think he is going to... I think he's going to use the Beast Hunter's Rifle. Range of 10, 2 shots, but it gets +3 damage against a beast, and werewolves are definitely beasts, so 2 shots, and once per turn he may use the D8 for damage on one of the hits with this gun. Okay. And once per attack he can re-roll one of his to-hit rolls because of his laying down the law, which I always forget. So he's going to use this to re-roll the laying down the law. He still misses. He's got a critical hit, but the defense is 0, so it really doesn't matter. So he's going to use the D8 for his damage. 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Which gives him 5 experience, 10 because of the +5, plus 50, so 60 experience. Now the Bandido will get to go. And he's got his 2 pistols. I really should have given him, well, he's just got his 2 pistols. So he gets 4 attacks. Thought he had something that gave him an extra attack. I guess not. Alright, so 4 attacks, 2 criticals, a regular, and because of his glasses he can re-roll. He still misses with that one. Alright, so well, since there's no defense, criticals don't matter, so he has just got to get 4. One of these has to have a 2 or more. Alright, so he kills it. He takes the last 4. That's good. Werewolf is dead. He gets 4, so 20, 30 experience. Because the lawman took it all. I forgot to roll horror hits, and I forgot to roll for move. So lawman to move. Nope. Lawman's 2 horror hits. He takes 1 sanity damage. Bandido to move. Nothing, no grit. His 2. He takes 2 sanity damage. That's why he's got the whiskey. Because he's a crazy. Alright. They both went, so D3 under the rest. Red is the Bandido, white is the lawman. Bandido is going to heal 1 sanity. Oh no, it's going to heal a wound. Lawman is going to heal his 1 sanity damage. And then they each get a loot card. Move that, which is the most important thing in this game. Alright, Lawman gets D3 Darkstone. He gets 1 Darkstone and 20 experience. And the Bandido gets 30 experience and 25 gold. They are really low on the gold. They got very little. I think the Bandido has 80 gold total. One Eye's got 105, and the Lawman got 0. Alright, so time to hold back the darkness. We do not. Another darkness card. This is going to be a really short game, I believe. Flood of Bats. Each hero takes 2 horror hits, then gains 10 experience, and then they have to do a Strength 4 test or lose a Darkstone. So, Lawman's horror hits. He fails them both, so he takes 2 sanity damage. Bandido's horror hits. He saves 1, so he takes another sanity damage. They each get 10 experience. And then a Strength 4 test, or lose a Darkstone. Well, the Bandido has no Darkstone, so it doesn't matter. So the Lawman, Strength 4, he makes it. Okay, so the Lawman gets to move. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bandido gets to move. 3. 1, 2, 3. Now it's, I'm not going to waste time scavenging. Hold back the darkness. We do this time. Lawman gets to move. Oh, he gets a grit. Oh, that takes him to his 2 grit. So now he'll move 1. Hooray. The Bandido gets to move. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll take his 5 experience. He will take a look to see what's on the other side of that door. And it is a T-junction with no exploration token. So this will move 1 forward. Because of that, the Lawman can heal 1 wound or sanity from himself and every other hero. So he'll heal a sanity from himself and a wound from the Bandido. And we get a T-junction here. And now it's time to hold back the darkness. And we do not. Lawman gets to move. 3. 1, 2, 3. Now the Bandido gets to move. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he is going to take his 5 experience. He's going to look into the next room. And it is a Rocky Gulch. Let me get the Rocky Gulch. So, because we've opened up and we move the Hero Posse marker again, that means also people can heal again. And there is no going back, so I'm just going to stack the maps over to the side as we go along. Alright, so that is actually the end of the turn, so flip the exploration token. There is an encounter, so on a 1, 2, 3 it is a werewolf encounter, on a 4, 5, 6 it's just a regular encounter. Just a regular encounter. Firefly Valley. As the sun begins to set, sparks of light flicker in the air all around you. Patterns and shapes form in your mind as the blinking light of the fireflies create constellations as portents of the future. A Spirit 5 test. If successful, get some experience points, and for the rest of the adventure, anytime a clue icon is found, you may recover a grit. If it's failed, you draw a Growing Dread card and add it to the stack. And for this mission, every time a Growing Dread card gets drawn, it happens right at the time that you do it. Alright, so, I forgot, a Spirit 5 test. Alright, the Bandido has a spirit of 3. And he passes, so he gets 15 experience, and I gotta remember, clue icons give you a grit. And unfortunately, the Lawman has a spirit of 1, which I think is going to give us a problem. And it does, so we are going to draw a Growing Dread card. I'm not sure that I shuffled them. I've put a couple supplements in, so. Hopefully it's something not terrible. Terrible dread. The darkness ahead creeps its way into your mind and your soul. The darkness moves 1 step forward on the depth track. If this moves into a blood splatter or a growing dread, they also take corruption hits. Well, we each take a corruption hit, so red is the Bandido, white is the Lawman. Lawman saves it, the Bandido does not. Bandido's up to 2 corruption. And we get to draw another Growing Dread card. Oh, and we move, no, we did it already. Shadows out of time. You feel surrounded by thick black shadows closing in. Even the lantern begins to hiss and crack. Immediately draw and play 3 darkness cards. If at the mission objective, any enemies generated by these cards are simply added to the final fight. Wow. 1, 2, 3. Alright. This is Savage Attack. During the next fight, all enemies are -1 defense but get 2 additional combat. Unspeakable evil lurks in the shadows. Ambush attack, 1 night terror. So, and then it's a trap. Ambush attack, draw a threat card. Alright, so we get a night terror, and we will also get... Oh, wait a minute. And I just put the Highway Scaffordman back on the top because that's where I drew it from. But 1, 2, 3, it's a werewolf. 4, 5, 6, it's the Scafford Highwayman. So it's actually a werewolf and a night terror. Alright, let me go find the night terror. And there is only 1 door. So it is door number 5, so it's this one here. The darkness cards can get put away. Got doorways, or dead ends here. So a werewolf and our good friend Sully. His lips are a little. The Night Terror card out of my book. I had not intended on having night terrors in this one, but that's what you get for planning, right? So, they are Terror 2, as opposed to the Fear 2 for the werewolves, so they take 2 horror hits if they're on the same map tile. Right now we just have 1 on the same map tile. We'll have 2 here in a minute. And then I need to roll to see if the werewolf has a trait. He does not have a trait. That is good news. I'm just trying to remember. That was due to the darkness. We failed the darkness. Oh no, it was due to the encounter. That's right. Okay, so that encounter's played out. So now we have to hold back the darkness. Oh my goodness gracious. And we don't. Alright, werewolf gets to go first. 1, 2, 3. Bandido. 4, 5, 6. The Lawman. Oh, he's going after the Lawman. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he can attack the Lawman. He gets 1 attack. And a 3 actually hits. The Lawman gets to... He defends it. Now that leaves... Oh, and wait. I think Well, didn't matter. He was an ambush. He's got the highest. Oh, he's an ambush. So now he would be on the Bandido. And oh, but he also gets 2 additional attacks. I forgot that. So the 2 additional attacks on the Lawman, 1 more hit, and the Lawman defends. Okay, so it didn't matter. And now the Night Terror, I still want to call him Sully all the time, is initiative 5. The Lawman is initiative 4, so he gets to go next. His combat is 4, which means his combat is actually 6. Fives to hit. 3 hits. Each one causes 4 damage. And he defends 1, correct? Yes, he defends 1. That would give him 8 damage, which would take him to 14. Ooh, he's going to use his grit to reroll these 2. He saves 1 more, so he only takes 4 damage, which puts him at 9. Oh, I forgot to move this for this one, which means he can heal 1. Or did I do the heal? I just didn't do that. So this one took him to 15 to 14. Oh, no, I was wrong. Never mind. I did do that. Looked like there was 1 more tile. All right, so now it's the Lawman's turn. So he's going to roll to move. Oh, and he gets a grit, which he has 2 grit already. Oh, okay. So he will attack. He is going to use the Beast Hunter's rifle. And he gets 1 hit and 1 crit. He is going to use the D8 on the... Well, it doesn't matter. So he's going to use a D8. There's no defense. So he'll have 1 D8 and 1 D6. So that's 5, that's 8 because it's +3 against an enemy, and that is 4 plus 3, 7, so 15. That's actually enough to kill the werewolf. Wow. So that's 10 plus 14, so 70, 80. They may not survive, but at least they're getting experience this time. And now the Bandido... Oh. And he needed to take 2 horror hits for the werewolf, and he passes them both. He is not on the same tile as the Night Terror, so he doesn't have to take the horror hits. Now the Bandido to move, no grit, and he will attack his 4 attacks. He does not get the penalty because of his Twin Guns ability. He gets to reroll 1 of these because of his vision. So he's got 3 hits and a critical. He does need to take his 2 horror hits. Saves 1, so he takes a sanity damage. And so he will, the red will be the critical. Alright, so the critical does 5 damage. This regular one will do 2 more damage, and these don't do anything. So 7 damage on the Night Terror. And 35 experience. And now it is time to hold back the darkness. We have only held it back once so far. And we fail again, and we get another darkness card. Growling in the dark. all heroes that are not currently on the same map tile as the Lantern immediately take a bunch of horror hits, but we are all on the same. We're all on the same map tile, so. And the Lawman has the Lantern. Alright, so now the Night Terror is back to initiative 3, and I forgot he should have had 2. Oh no, he did get his 2 extra hits. So the Lawman gets to move. 2. 1, 2. He's going to use this Beast Hunter's rifle again. Gets to reroll because of his laying down the law. And so we got 1 hit. It's a regular hit. He can use his D8 for the 1 damage. That's a 2. And it's +1, that's a 3. He's going to use a grit. He's going to try and reroll that and see if he can take this guy out. And he does worse. So he does 2 additional damage. Right? Oh no. No, that's right, it was not a critical hit. So that's 2, which means he does nothing. Alright. The Night Terror has the same initiative as the Bandido, so he gets to go. He gets to roll 6 again. 6 attacks. Hitting on 5s. And he gets 1 hit. Bandido saves it. Lawman is not on the same tile, so that's why he did not take horror. Now the Bandido gets to attack. He gets to reroll 1 because of his glasses. So 1 critical and 1 regular. The red is the critical. See if he can do any better. Ugh. So he does 1 damage with the critical hit and 2 damage with the regular hit. So that's 3 more wounds, taking him up to 10. They need to get 2 more wounds. So 3 is 15 more experience. And it's time to hold back the darkness. Oh, he does take 2 horror hits, sorry. And he saves 1. So he takes another sanity damage. Alright, hold back the darkness. We actually do for a change. The Lawman to move. Nope, no grit. The Lawman to attack. He's not on the same tile. Gets to reroll 1 because of laying down the law. So 2 hits. 1 will be with the D8. They're each +1. So that goes to a 3, which does nothing. That goes to a 4, which does 1 more damage. And I forgot, not only though, they're -1 defense. So that actually kills him. He should have actually died last turn when the Bandido... So he should have died last turn. So he is dead. I'm not gonna give the Bandido the experience because he's the only one that's hit the Night Terror really. So he would get another 10 experience for those 2 wounds. And we held back the darkness, so I'm just gonna reset like he was dead. So what we should have done was 2 loot cards each, and they should have each gotten their rest. So red is the Bandido. He does 1. The Lawman does 2. The Lawman actually has nothing wrong with him, so Bandido's going to take a sanity. And they'll each get 2 loot cards. Sorry about screwing that up. It may have even been done before the last turn, but oh well. Alright, the Lawman gets 2 loot cards, sack of gold for 100, and so he gets 125 gold. That's his first gold. And he gets a total of 50 experience. And now the Bandido gets d6. So he gets 25 gold again, and he gets 1 dark stone and 50 total experience. So 50 experience, a dark stone, that's his first dark stone, and 25 more gold. They are not real good at this loot thing. Alright, so they've already done their hold back the darkness, which works, so the lawman gets to move. 4. Bandido's in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bandido gets to move. That was not a roll. 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Hold back the darkness. They do. Lawman gets to move. He is going to look through the door for 5 experience. He's going to pull a map tile. Oh, thank goodness. No exploration token, a long passage. Oh, these can go away now. The long passage. This encounter's done. Bandido gets to move. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've just decided we're probably not going to scavenge. Though, you know, they might as well, because... So he'll scavenge. And he doesn't get anything. I mean, what can they do? I mean, the darkness is flying. Alright, so, hold back the darkness. Double ones. I don't know, what does that do in the blasted wastes? Let me guess. Ambush attack. There are fiendish creatures and demons in the darkness of the world. Ambush attack. And I have been forgetting to do... This is an attack, so they each get a chance to roll a grit on a 4+. So the Bandido actually gets a grit. And in an ambush attack, the enemies are supposed to be +1 defense. For the first turn only. Alright, so on a 1, 2, or 3, it's a werewolf. 4, 5, or 6 will draw. It's a werewolf. Ambush attack. 1, 2, 3, it's the lawman. 4, 5, 6, it's the Bandido. So it's the lawman. And on a 1, 2, 3, he has a trait. And he does have a trait this go around. His trait is the smell of fear. They prioritize targets based on their current sanity damage and gains +1 damage to their combat hits for every 2 sanity damage. So actually, he's going to go after the Bandido then. So he gets 1 attack. And I have to remember that he is +1 defense. Double check, it is, I'm pretty sure it is +1 and not +2 defense. Yeah, +1 defense just on the first turn. So he actually will have a defense this turn. But anyway, he attacks the Bandido. He hits him. Can the Bandido save it? Oh, he does not defend. Which would be 6 damage. 7 damage. That'd be 8 damage. So that would take him to... He's got 2, 3, he's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 damage. Ooh, that would kill him. So I think we're going to use his grit, and he does block it. And there's that grit. Good thing I remembered and he got that grit this turn. Alright, the lawman is going to attack with his beast hunting rifle. He's going to use his laying down the law to re-roll, and he still misses. Alright, Bandido will attack. 4 attacks, can re-roll 1 of them. So 2 hits and a critical. The red will be the critical. Can he get 14 damage? I don't think so. So he gets 5 damage here. He gets 1, so that's 6, and 4, so that's 10. So he does 10 damage at least. So he gets 10 experience plus another 50, so 60 experience. And now it's time to hold back the darkness. And we do. Oh, and we did get to go one more now, which means he did get to heal a sanity from him. Which actually means he should have... It doesn't matter. Alright, so the werewolf now is attacking the Bandido again because he still has the most, and I forgot both of their sanity hits last turn. And I forgot to let them move last turn, so sanity hits, red or the Bandido. Ooh, the Bandido takes 2. Lawman's move from last turn. Oh, he got a grit. Bandido's move from last turn. No grit. Alright. So now he attacks the Bandido. Can't tell. That was a 3, which is a hit. Bandido saves it. Lawman, move. Nope. Horror hits. Saves 1, takes 1. And then and then he gets to attack. He's going to attack with the big rifle. And he misses again. He gets to reroll 1. And he misses again. Alright. Bandido horror hits. Oh, he takes 2 more. This is bad. 4, 5, 6. He's at 7 sanity, 1 more. Okay, so he's going to roll to move. No grit. He's going to take a whiskey and heal 3 sanity. And he's going to use his turn to not get rid of that, forget whatever his spirit animal was, the hedgehog or field mouse or whatever it was that lets him use a side bag token and not discard it once on this adventure. He's using that now. And then he's going to attack. He gets to reroll 1 because of his glasses. So he's got 1 critical and 1 regular. The red will be the regular this time. Gonna mix it up some. Alright, so 5 for the critical and 4, that's 9. That's enough to kill him because he only had 4 health left. So that gives him 20 more experience. They both get to red as the Bandido to rest and recuperate. Catch his breath, they each get 2. Lawman goes down to 1. He's going to save 1 wound and 1 sanity here on the Bandido. They each get a loot card. And then they're going to have to hold back the darkness again. So Lawman, he gets D6 times 25, so he gets 75 and 20 experience. And the Bandido gets a gear card. This is not technically another world because it's still the canyon, so it's still on Earth. So you just do a regular gear card. A Rune of the Traveler. Use 2 Darkstone to attach it to any item. The bonus is your +1 move and you gain the keyword Traveler. That's probably worth doing. We will hang on to that. And now, time to hold back the darkness. Double 6s. Hopefully it's good like it is in the mines. Stubborn Resolve. This place is horrible and unforgiving, but you're not about to give up. Each hero may heal D6 wounds sanity, any mix, or recover a grit. Man. The Lawman has 2 grit. He's already at his max grit, and he doesn't have any wounds. But our Bandido is going to heal the D6. 4. So he's going to take 3 wounds healed and 1 sanity. Alright, so and now the lawman can move 5. That is enough for him to look through the door, peek along, draw a map tile. Ceremonial circle with the Angry Spirits card. I'll do that in a minute. Let me go ahead and do the move for the Bandido. That just dropped. I didn't roll. Well, I rolled this time. It's the same. So let me get the ceremonial circle and I'll be back. This seems like a great place to take a break. The posse marker has made it to 11, so they're getting through the canyons, but the darkness is moving forward and it's halfway to escaping, which is probably going to be the downfall of our 2 heroes. So when we come back, they pick up the pace, the race starts going. Can they get out of the canyons before the darkness escapes, or the werewolves take them out? So, be back in a bit, and in the next episode, they either will or won't escape the wolves that are hot on their heels.